It's Tuesday the 6th of April and we've got a pretty standard Tuesday today. We'll start off with questions to ministers. Judith Collins to the Prime Minister. Her pretty standard question, does she stand by all her government statements and actions? Question number 2, Barbara Edmonds to the Minister of Finance. Again, a pretty standard question to him. What recent reports has he seen on the New Zealand economy? Andrew Bailey, also to the Minister of Finance, asking about numbers involved for mortgage interest deductibility. Ginny Anderson to the Minister of Housing about the supply of new builds. Eugenie Sage to the Minister for the Environment about the contamination around Tiwai Point. David Seymour to the Prime Minister about having a smart border. Nahila Kanongataha Suiki to the Minister of Social Development about changes to welfare settings. Michael Woodhouse to the Minister of Transport about the cost to date of the examination of light rail from the centre of Auckland to Mangere. Maia Lubeck to the Minister for Workplace and Relations about the effect of the increase in minimum wage on the economy. Simeon Brown to the Minister of Corrections on the actions taken to reduce assaults on corrections officers. Greg O'Connor about support for older New Zealanders and the changes which came into effect last week. And Erica Stanford to the Minister of Immigration about advice on split families and whether more of them are going to be allowed into the country. We'll then go on to legislation. The committee stages and third readings of the Ngāti Hinarangi Claim Settlement Bill in the name of Andrew Little. And then there'll just be a vote on the rating of Whenua Māori Bill in the name of Nanaia Mahuta. So the third reading was actually finished, but we didn't quite get the vote in last time the House sat. Then the committee stages of the Financial Market Infrastructures Bill, which helps set up a new regulatory regime. The first reading of the Mental Health Compulsory Assessment and Treatment Bill in the name of Andrew Little, and the first reading of the Incorporated Societies Bill in the name of the Honourable Dr. David Clark. If we get any time, there will be the Social Security Subsequent Child Policy Removal Amendment Bill in the name of Carmel Cipollone.